Yeah, definitely. We don't get too many days like this with the season, playing so many games. So it's good to be able to get in here, work some things out that we've seen in a couple games that we haven't been able to really touch on. Guys able to compete against one another and iron out some things. So it's really good to have a day like this.
How hard is it to do it on film? Like you guys, when you don't have practice, you sit, you watch video.
It's tough, just sitting in, watching what we need to do, the mistakes that we're making here and there. Guys, it's really a mental thing when you're watching it on film, but being able to get out here and work through things and guys talk about what they see on the floor and where they're at, and we're able to make adjustments to different defensive schemes and our foundation. So it's a little different when you're watching film. It's all mental, trying to figure out and get a feel for where you're at. Then when we're out here, we're able to really work it out at a game speed.
Your return to the regular rotation has been relatively seamless. Why do you think that's been the case?
Just been really watching film when I was out, watching games, watching my film, where I could get better, where I could insert myself, and just trusting myself, trusting the work that I put in. I work really hard on my game and trying to improve and trying to help the team any way I can, giving myself up for the team. So I think that's what helped me the most.
We see developmental coaches working with players every day. How much do they actually help with moves and individual skills?
They help a lot, especially the coaches here. They're very knowledgeable. They've been around the game a lot. They've worked with some great players. So being able to talk to them and work with them and fine-tune little things that they see and I see, and I'm able to talk to them when they're breaking down film with me and when we're on the court, it's really helped me see the game, feel the game out, and just being able to go out there and play.
How important was that time with Phil pregame when you were out there? Because you'd be out there like Jonas is doing it right now. Right?
Yeah, it was really important. His drills and his mindset makes it harder for you. He prepares you for the game. The stuff you're doing with him is probably you won't do in the game, but when you get in the game, things seem to slow down. You're able to make reads better, be able to make plays. So he definitely knows what he's doing, and he's definitely helped me with my reads and punching gaps and reading the defense when I'm attacking and I'm playing out there.
Because Kyle is so much a part of that, both units now, and he's spending a lot of time with you guys too. When you're in practice, is there any time to work like that unit together? Or I'm assuming his time is spent with the stars, right?
Yeah, I think with Kyle it's a little different. He's a vet. He's been around it. He knows the game. He knows a lot about the team and the players. So it's really seamless for him to come in with both units and help us. But that unit's been working a lot together in pre-practice. Whether it's going through 4-0, 5-0, the offense, or just shooting together and working out together, really getting a feel for another. But Kyle's been around us so long. He's played with all of us for so long that he knows what he needs to do. He knows his spots. He knows his role, and he's able to set guys up in that unit when he's with us.
How comfortable is that unit right now? It's kind of been hit and miss all season, really.
Yeah, I think we're finding our groove a little bit. It's always something. Whatever it is, personal reasons or injury, a guy is out, for a certain amount of games, and they come back, and we're trying to get a feel for putting them back in once guys get comfortable with the rotations, with guys being out. So now that everybody's really back, besides JV, we're really getting a feel for the rotation, feel for one another, and hopefully we can continue to grow, our chemistry.
Is the rotation as much knowing when you're going to get on the floor as opposed to who you're playing with?
Yeah, it's just more like when you're going to get on your floor, your minutes. And I think it has a little bit to do with who you're going to be playing with too. Knowing where guys are, knowing the positions, because we're a small unit in the second unit, so we're switching a lot. Sometimes I'm at the 2, and then sometimes I'm at the 3 or the 4, and then it just depends on who you're with. But just getting a full feel for all the rotations and where guys like to be and what positions they're going to be and how to run the plays.
What kind of message does that send to everybody in that second unit when DeLon, sits out that whole Houston game? I mean, is everybody is it like, if you want your minutes, you got to...
No, we talk about it, and I think it was more of a matchup thing. Wanted to keep some guys on James and kind of contain him and things like that, but it doesn't, sometimes you're going to play a lot, sometimes you're going to play a little. I think we know that, I've played 25 minutes, I've played 12, 15, it just depends on the game flow and how's it going, but You know, guys are really selfish on this team. They give themselves up for the team because we want to win. You know, that's the most important thing. So as long as we're winning, I think that's what matters most.
You guys are fans of the game in addition to being players, obviously. And something as big as the Anthony Davis trade request happens. Is that something that you guys talk about at all before practice? Or?
I mean, a little bit, but it doesn't. We don't really, like, sit and like discuss. Oh man, did you see this person, that team, whatever? Like it's like, oh, AD wants to trade. Cool. What do you think? Keep it moving. You know, we're really focused on what we have to do. You know, and our team. You know, but that's been floating around all year. You know, so guys don't really pay attention to it that much.
Kyle, how much of a difference does practice make? We're talking to Norm, and he said you know the rotations, you know where you're supposed to be and stuff like that, you personally, but for you practicing with the other guys, how much of a difference does that make?
Just making sure we're all on the same page. I mean, I don't think I've had a practice since I've come back, but I think it's just good for us, our whole team, to get out there and get some work in, you know what I mean? I'm sweating still, it's hot, the jacket hot.
I'm not going to ask you who you voted for or whether you think you should be on the All-Star team, but what do you think goes into the selection of All-Star backups, or what should go into it?
I don't know.
What
But
would you put in on that list?
I don't know because I'm not a coach, and I mean, personally, I respect what the coaches decide, what their decisions are. They know who they want, you know, who they believe and respect, who helps the team, you know, who they believe are all-stars.
Would you have a list of criteria, say you were
If
a
I'm
fan
ever,
of the game,
if I'm
you're ever in that position?
if I'm ever a head coach, I get the choice, come find me, all right?
Okay,
Then
but
ask me.
you don't think it's like an interesting topic that a four-time All-Star would have some idea of what might make an All-Star in coaches' ideas?
I don't know. I mean, whatever coaches think helps. I guess winning would be one. I mean, but coaches make their decisions. But I believe all coaches believe in winning, and you know, I don't know what else they choose. It could be numbers. It could be things they believe in, and what they see and what they like, and what players have done against them. I don't know.
A few weeks ago about how this year's been a little bit different for you, finding that balance between facilitating and looking for your offense. How are you feeling in terms of finding that balance now, comfort-wise, and how much does spending more time with Kawhi on the court help you do that?
I figure it out every day. You know, I'm just working my way back into shape, and just continue to try to be a better basketball player. And you know, it's figuring it out every day, every game, every time we get an opportunity to work. It's a good thing.
You guys are fans in addition to being players. When something as big happens as Anthony Davis trade request, is that something that you guys talk about?
I mean, people talk about it. Everybody, you know, it's a topic of conversation. You know, it's a topic of conversation. So people speak about it. I mean, it's the truth.
What's your reaction?
Hey man, whatever makes him happy. Like I say, man, this is brotherhood. This brotherhood is small, and you know, you gotta do what makes you happy. That's all that really matters in our brotherhood. We want each other happy.
Time you're spending with the second unit. Do you change the way you go at things depending on who's out there with you? Like when you go from Kawhi and that group to say Norm and OG and those guys.
Just be a little bit more aggressive and try to make more plays for those guys, but still give them the confidence, instill the confidence in them to go out there and be them and play hard and be great. You know, at the end of the day, we're all out here together, so we want to be better. So just give them the confidence to go out there and do them, but at the same time, you be a little bit more aggressive.
How was your time, like practice-wise? You're going to spend time, obviously, with the starters, but do you get to spend time on the floor with that second unit?
Not in practice, no.
Is it like, would that be helpful? Or?
No, don't matter. It don't matter.
Okay.
Just another day at practice with all kinds of days before we play another game.
How's that feel? Weird? Weird.
It was weird for everybody today, to be honest, but we got a lot of film work done, and the guys practiced pretty good after a little urging to get back into practice mode.
Without going into specifics of who you might vote for, what goes into the vote for All-Star backups from your perspective? I know you talked about winning last week, but are there other factors as well?
I just completed my ballot.
So you're not going to take tonight's game into
account?
I have to. I was going to take tonight's game, but it's due in 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They got to make uniforms.
I'm usually more of a last-minute guy than this. I got it in 2 hours early.
Did you cram in school?
We'll lose your procrastinating badge.
Total crammer.
You probably aren't going to tell us who's on it, but what goes into the thought?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I went through all the teams and put down guys that were pretty good, right? Multiple guys on some teams, and then I went through the standings and rearranged them a little bit just to kind of see what that looked like, and then it became pretty clear to me, really. You know, you only get 7 picks, and there's at the end there, the last 1 or 2 picks, you get a little, you know, debating with myself on, but it didn't seem like it was that difficult decision.
What do you default to, Nick?
Eye test or numbers?
Like, what do you default to? It's team accomplishment, individual award. I mean, guys having a great season and his team is 15th. What do you default to?
I don't think I default to either one. I just felt like when I was looking at the names and I looked at it and I said, you know what, he's a better player than him.
Yeah.
I'm picking him.
How much, when you're doing that, do you think, I mean, I know assistants do a lot of the in-game scouting, but you've done that too.
Yeah.
How much do you think, wow, really game planning for this guy is a pain in the butt? He really deserves a spot there. Like, how much does it come from that perspective?
I think that, I mean, I'm not sure that's a super conscious thought, but I think that it's there when you're thinking about, man, he's tough to handle, right? You know, and he's tough to handle, and that's probably what I'm referring to when I'm saying that to myself is he's tough to handle in game planning. Yeah, different coverages, different people that have to guard him, etc.
There's a breakdown with everybody, Nick. You know, media, players, coaches. We were just kind of talking about this. How seriously do you think your group of players takes the player vote?
I think pretty seriously. Yeah, I think pretty seriously.
I mean, there's some wild votes out there, guys, that, you know, people are saying who, and guys been out of the league. Doug just brought up a guy that's been out of the league for a while, has got votes. Like,
who?
Ron Baker. Like 3 votes, been out of the league for like 12 minutes. Chris Boucher got a vote.
Did he?
No disrespect to Chris, but
no kidding.
when you look at NBA All-Stars,
so
you probably don't have him on a list.
Think about it, right? The players, like some players, obviously are.
Those are from the players' votes. You're saying those came from?
I think they vote for themselves, so that might explain.
Yeah. Or maybe they're trying to, you know, sometimes you throw a vote out there to make sure maybe one of your guys gets one or something. I don't know.
Yeah. We were talking to Fred earlier, or Norm earlier, about working with Phil pregame and developmental coaches and how much they can help. How much can they help in that regard?
Well, I think they're essential, Doug. Not only, especially during the off season, obviously, right? You're always talking about that's where you get better as a player, but from the education process for the young guys, and we always kind of take it this way first: is they need to be taught how to win, right? And that's a lot of that's done in the film room or watching film with them, wherever it is, and trying to, you know, almost study the topic of basketball and study the topic of winning, and that's some in-depth conversation and some back and forth and, you know, communication, etc. Then obviously you got to get them to the court and improve their skills. But I think, like, in the short term, and this builds confidence as a good assistant coach or head coach, good basketball coach, you have to be able to watch film in a game, go to the floor with some corrections or improvements or ideas, and then make it show up pretty quickly in the next game or a game soon. That's like the guys that are really talented as coaches, I think, can do that. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to say, hey, look at this, and then go out on the court and say, hey, you got to do it like this, and then boom, it shows up in the game. That's high-level stuff.
We've seen Phil working hard with Norm when he was hurt, and now with Jonas in that immediate time before the games. Does he teach him, and what do you want him to teach in that period?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Phil's a really experienced development guy, right? He's worked with a lot of guys on the floor. Like, he's a guy that could walk in here and grab you and take you out there and say, here, Doug, assess you and put you through the drills he thinks you need, like, immediately, right? So it might be a little exaggeration, but so he's good, and the guys enjoy the pace at which he works with them. But again, he's got to, you know, for me, everything's got to be done first through the system. Like Jonas, here's our spacing, here's where you start, here's where we go from here. The ball starts coming here, here's where you're going to move, things like that. Here's where you're going to get your shots from. Here, let's clip your last 50 shots. Look, for some reason you're getting them on the left elbow a lot, so let's make sure we're, whatever it is, or I don't know, just a lot of it's coming from the system or the play sets or whatever. Then you're into situations, you're reading where the double teams are coming from. Where your pass outs are. Again, it's see it on film, take it to the floor, put people in position, do some reps, and then hope it translates to the game.
With the way the game's played now, do you feel like there's less margin for error for specialists, like three-point specialists or defensive specialists?
No, not at all. I think there's maybe as we go here even more room for those people, right? I think games get tight late, the best scorers have the ball, and depending on what defensive schemes are thrown at them, the specialists come into play a little bit, right? To me, there's still a lot of room for a guy that can only rim protect, helps your defense, right? And you go down the other end, you can screen and roll, and doesn't have to really be in part of the action, but he can sure impact the game. There's obviously the corner three shooter, the wing arc three-point shooter is always going to come in handy against any team that has a bona fide number one scorer, right? Because teams are going to have to at some point double team them. I think there's a specialist for the backup point guard that'll apply pressure in the backcourt, right? Come in the second unit, get up the floor, put this pressure on, and let your second unit get a little on the front of their balls of their feet going instead of sitting back and waiting for them. There's also the specialist wing defender, right, that can go out and deny a guy and keep it out of his hands and push him around a little bit and go nose to nose with him a little bit. And so that's another one. Okay, I'm out of specialist now.
Conversation about, or the point about the defending 94 feet.
Yep.
That's not to get steals, it's to run clock off and to get guys set up.
And it's attitude a little bit, Doug, right? It's again, it's aggressive. We're coming at you. We're not going to let you, have your way with what you want to do. And then all those things you just mentioned kind of become a byproduct. It's, every now and then you turn, and you've eaten up 6-7 seconds. Or, the one I like is that you don't let the guy, they call a play and they don't let the guy who was going to start the play bring it up, and now they're just a little bit confused. And that happens, right? Because guys in and out of the lineup aren't sure where to run it from a different position or whatever. So even that's a benefit.
Were you surprised by the Anthony Davis news yesterday?
Yeah. I guess I'm always surprised about that kind of news.
Surprised it got public, or surprised that a player?
Just surprised. I'm always surprised. I'm surprised when these guys want to leave. I'm not surprised at how much media coverage it's going to get, though. I am not. Won't be surprised by that.
How is JB coming along? Is
great.
Kind of 60 to 70%?
Great, man. He went through practice today, full tilt. He's coming along great. Yeah, man. Contact, scrimmaging, the whole deal. Look great.
So he's much closer than a couple weeks?
He's closer.
He was protected, though, correct? He was wearing the splint?
I don't think he was wearing a splint. I just think he was taped up.